10 seconds. Okay, cool. We're up to 10 seconds. This is a reading I said I would do for what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just clearing some readings I said I would do for people as thank yous for stuff. And this is for Aries Decan 1. But if you tap into it, then it's such a lovely reading. I got a bit carried away. And if you've got Aries in your chart, or you'd like some Aries in your chart, then this is for you, vicariously. So, excuse me. But so I don't forget it. This is the, oh gosh, it's the Celtic Druid Animal Oracle, and the goose came out. And because this is for Aries, Aries Decan 1, so you're the 2 of Wands. I'll come on to that in a second. But twice you had the Ace of Wands come out, which is that fire of a new idea, or that's bright spark of an idea. Sometimes a little bit like that, that little flash of lightning that you get. So what's lovely is in this reading, the Magician card came out twice. Now, I don't know about the mating habits of geese. I know that they taste quite nice, but here you've got 9 up in the air, so you've got 9, 10, 11. So 11 is a very big number, so I don't know if the number 11 means much to you. But as with the Magician, he's got, excuse me, show you this one. The Magician has sword, the wand, the cup and the pentacle. So you've got air, earth, water and fire. Let's just quickly show you this one as well. So you can see there he's got his sword, his wand, his cup, his pentacle somewhere. Oh, down here, word up. So he covers all elements, water, fire, earth, air. And what I noticed in this card is you've got a goose on earth, you've got a goose in the water, you've got all these up in the air. But I don't want to say you've cooked your goose. But because this is an Aries reading, you are the fire. So it's just showing, it's almost like another magic card because it's a druid thing. So if you look up the meaning of that, the spiritual meaning of that in the druid's world, you might find, especially the number 11 as well. So there's quite a big meaning to that card, should you want to look it up. Now, the birthday cards for Aries Decan 1. So after that Ace of Wands, you get the 2 of Wands, which is thinking, oh, right, I better put a plan together here. And, you've got the world in your hand, so the world's your lobster. You can do anything you fancy. And why not? The world is your lobster. Along with that is a lady who loves being in, she's very comfortable in her own skin. She upside down, she's a bit of a temptress, but someone who loves their body, not over, not flashily, well, it can be, but she's very comfortable using her fire. She's got her wand here, and she's got a little black cat. So she knows how to do, I'm not saying do magic, but she knows how to use her charms. And then for the card for Aries is the Emperor. So that really is standing in your power. So that's the mix of Aries cards. This will come into play a bit later. Okay. So I wouldn't normally do it this way around, but in light of what is going to come, I'm going to do this first. This is where you've come from, and I would normally follow the Celtic cross and go, current energy, the running gag, aims, the energy you need to get through here and up to your aims, what's going out, what's coming in. But I think it's best to start with what's going out first. And this is you've got the Page of Pentacles. So it's either inspiration or news or some sort of input about abundance. But because I think this is more, I think it's to do with a job, possibly. It might be news about a raise or some money. Let's just call it abundance, because I don't really like talking about money. So, so somebody might be bringing in news about financial issues, because you have been in the Five of Pentacles, which is the position of lack. But this is a natural magic card for Taurus. So something might have happened in first decan Taurus, so early in Taurus season, and you've had to sort of, you might have hit rock bottom, or felt like you were hitting rock bottom in whatever area this was. But well done you for bouncing off it, because somehow you tapped into your goddess energy, the goddess empress energy. So it says, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So the sensuality aspect teams up with the Queen of Wands there. The life force is almost the Emperor there. So the shadow attribute, exploitation of the female nature and form. So you might have felt, so this doesn't have to be abundance, you might have felt disenfranchised or taken advantage of. And because it's Pentacles, somehow you got your confidence back. Something happened, something stimulated you to get your confidence back. It feels like a job. It feels like you might have been taken advantage of at work or something. But something kicked in, and you thought, up with this, I will not put no more. And you think, right, I'm not having that. And you've done something about it. So, because of the brief conversation that I had with this person, they like the Fae folk. So I got the excuse me, I got the Faerie deck out. Excuse me. So we've got Ilba the Retriever. Who's a naughty looking thing there. So I'm just I'll read from the book, because anyway, it's the Faerie deck. Now where did I put the book? Oh, it's here. So this is obviously the author talking. While writing this, I was having a little trouble with Ilba. Not for the first time. I couldn't find my keys anywhere. He thinks it would be greatly to my benefit to be more organised and tidy. So he smears not quite visible juice on the things that are out of place. Or he encourages the resident cats to hide things. Cats seem remarkably willing to cooperate with these little bits of fairy helpfulness. Well, a nice little link in there already is your Queen of Wands with the cat. Then I have to hunt and hunt for them, and Ilba hopes I shall be more organised the next time. You may have encountered him in this guise. When he has done something like this, my son observes he just looks at us with that who me kind of a look. My son also advises, keep your eye on him and whatever isn't nailed down. And if you could scold or contradict him, he just gets huffy and insists on having his own way. This sort of busybody helpfulness is just one of Ilba's tasks. However, he also has more important things to do. Ilba is a protector. He retrieves and safeguards our lost hopes, forgotten dreams and mislaid keys. My keys were under a stack of papers stuck to the floor with peach juice. Not a place I'd put them myself, but certainly safe from most key thieves. He holds these seeds of our potential futures carefully and delicately until we are ready for their return. Sometimes we don't think we are ready for them, or we have given up hope altogether, and then he may arrange a reminder for us, events or people in our lives that bring back memories of our past hopes and dreams. Well, I'm thinking this Page of Pentacles might have been part of that there. So this is why I wanted to do that bit first. When that happens, we need to look at them again and consider how we might manifest them in reality. So Ilbert is trying to remind you of something you've lost, which is like the Five of Pentacles there. A hope perhaps, or a dream. You may have thought it gone forever, but he is holding it out for you to reconsider. He thinks you can do something with it now. The way may not be obvious, but his clever nose has scented a path, a potential opening for bringing them into your life. Sometimes Ilbert may be saying that a long-awaited dream is at last arriving on the scene, and there is nothing we need to do but open our hearts and our minds to it. However, we usually have to work for it. Another attribute of Ilbert is loyalty. So he'll hide your stuff loyally. Okay, that's good to know, isn't it? So the thing about this, just going back about having to work for it, you've got the Eight of Pentacles out twice, which is lovely. So I can see you doing an awful lot of work here, but then you got the Empress card. So it's a sort of work hard, smarter, not harder, and you need to learn the law of attraction. But I'll get into that. So you just need to plant the seeds and wait for them, instead of planting them and then shouting at them to grow. Because don't forget, you are a fire sign, so you want everything yesterday, like Sagittarius and Leo. Okay. So what's lovely is that because the way the Faerie is going to sort of affect your thinking, I thought we'll get some psychology cards out first, and we'll look at how you're thinking and then what you're doing. And you got your own birthday card out, the Two of Wands. You're thinking about moving on. It's something's in the planning stage. And you're thinking about starting, yes, because you've got the Fool card, which is the very first card in the Major Arcana. So you're thinking about starting again at something, or having another go at it. Three of Pentacles. You're not going to do it by yourself. It's not. I don't think it's a relationship. It's something in a group. So it might be teamwork. It might be work. So you might be reapplying for a job that you tried before. This is why I thought it might be a work-based thing. Now, what we've got here is justice, and justice comes along when an injustice has been done. So maybe there's a bit of skullduggery last time this thing came around, but you'll be able to feel it a lot more this time. So you're the Queen of Wands. And so instead of sort of like firing for it, you're going to feel your way a lot more. So there's a lot more intuition involved in this one, even though she's got a very intuitive queen. But what's going to happen is you got the Six of Wands there. So you being the Two of Wands, you're going to pop up to the Six of Wands. And I mean, butterflies are fantastic. It looks like you're going to be successful this time. Because the whole thing about there is loyalty or dedication. So I think that will come into play, sort of commitment, or to show that you didn't get it first time around, and you've applied for something again, you get it the second time. Now, where are we? Let's get the book. So then, this is sort of like the macro environment of it. Is ancestors, or generations. Okay. So, ancestor are those from whom we are descended, with a lineage that starts with our parents and grandparents and stretches back hundreds and even thousands of years. We carry our ancestors' bloodline and are connected to them both genetically and spiritually in an underlying continuity of which we may only barely be aware. Although environment and circumstance contribute to shaping us, particularly when we're young, an innate thread of kinship exists that has run the course of history for thousands of years and is contained in our bodies and in our being. Since we're biologically and soulfully connected to these spirit beings, we can readily call upon them for guidance and assistance in matters concerning our family, community, and ourselves. In this card's image, the hands symbolise the constant connection to the past. The Australian Aborigines consider their ancestors the core of their spirituality and culture, and the rainbow serpent, the spirit being that created all of life on Earth, intertwines herself through the hands' fingers, representing how Aborigines honour all of creation. No matter our lineage, we have much to learn from our ancestors. Okay. You have within you the blood of your ancestors. You are deeply connected to your lineage. You are the most immediate proof of that being the physical resemblance you have to your mother and father, and perhaps even your grandparents. Yet beyond that, although unknown to your usual senses, you are connected to an ancestry that reaches back through the millennia. They're saying the same thing, aren't they? This is the time to call upon those ancestors, those who are of your bloodline, as well as those ancient ones who have walked the land that you now walk. In many indigenous cultures, it is believed that the essence of your ancestors inhabits many of the physical aspects of the land. In other words, they are the trees, the water, the air, the animals, the stones, their blood being in the very dirt and sand that you tread upon. Next time you're outside, allow your senses to open up to those ancestors who abide in the physical world, and any time at all. Allow your heart to open to those spirits to whom you are related through your heredity, and those to whom you are connected by virtue of the land upon which you live. Okay. Now, what was a nice link with that is that you got Wheel of Fortune. It's a card for Jupiter. So this is about expansion. So in order to expand or find this success that you've got here coming, the Six of Wands, it's almost like you've completed a karmic cycle, but also this is divine timing. So, and this is what's the running gag. So timing is going to be a big thing through here. So if wherever you come from, it wasn't the right time. It wasn't a rejection. It wasn't no. It was just not now. Whatever this past thing was, that's actually now coming in, and it looks like it's going to be successful. And it looks like you've done an awful lot of thinking about it, but it's now time to act with the confidence of to soak yourself up into all that ancestral stuff. But the thing about the Magician is, if you think about two stages of it, okay, if you think about your mind, if you want to move forward that way, you've got to have your head looking that way and your body walking that way. So you've got action time and you've got shopping time. So basically, he's been down to the supermarket and he's got himself his wand, his sword, his pentacle, and his cup. That was in the shopping phase. Now the whole thing about this, to go off in that direction, you've got to get, it's a bit like Wurzel Gummidge, you've got to take your shopping head off and put your doing head on. Because otherwise your body will be going that way, but your head will be thinking, well, did I leave something in the supermarket? So it's time to focus, because you've done your thinking and your worrying and everything there, whilst you have this this pause. So pause time over, shopping time over. It's now, even if you forgot the raisins or forgot the chocolate sprinkles or whatever, you just get on and make the cake that you've got with all the ingredients that you've got. So your head and your body can move forwards together. And that's going to be, it's doing time, it's moving forwards time, not thinking or considering, or even any more research. It's time to go. So your aim, Eight of Pentacles, is to sort of get on, and do you see what I mean? She's getting on and focusing there. It's time to put it all together. and then you'll be able to hang it up as though you like a sense of achievement. Yeah. Now, I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to mention it here, but I'm going to come back to it at the end. You've got the Empress card, which is a fantastic card, but it's giving birth to a new idea or a new thing or focusing on a new project. But the thing I want to bring into this is it's to get to know the law of attraction, because there seems to be an awful lot of doing here, because you've got the Eight of Pentacles and a few other sort of male things, and then a couple of female energies came out. So it's more to do, because of this disappointment, you might have been trying to do too much, but too much of too much. And so again, it goes back to the work smarter, not harder idea. And then all the whole load of feminine energies come in here. So I'm going to come back to that when it's more appropriate. But at the top here, you've got this, it's the Shaman's Oracle. And you've got the Ancestors of Protection. So I'll just hold that, then I'll have to put it down to get the book out. Okay. I can never find them in this book. Here we go. Here we go. So I am the ancestral protection. I guard the spirit of the one who invokes my power, keeping him or her true to their innate sense of being. I bring strength and energy to those who call upon me and guide them to find a safe harbour for their journey. I stand as a primal ancestor and companion in the hardest paths you travel. As you embark on any new enterprise, I will stay beside you and protect you from the assaults of opponents or detractors. But that's lovely, because this is about, you know, getting. This is great because that's about focusing again, isn't it? So any distractors? Oh, again, like what did you leave the chocolate sprinkles in the supermarket? No, even if I did, I'm doing what I'm doing. Buzz off. You know, don't try and disturb me. So here, the spirit of the mountain lion is shown with a second, almost hidden presence at its side. This represents the idea of protecting spirit, watching over another being. The role of the ancestral protection is to stand beside us and to act in our defence. For the shaman of a tribal community, it was a matter of course to recognise all our animals as spirit ancestors, who embody the essence of their forebears. He is the ancestor of protection. It guards that essence within you, guiding you to remain true to your chosen path. But that's lovely. So it looks like even though you were disenfranchised here, you thought, you might have gone off to try another couple of things, but you thought, no, I really want to do that. So this way, it's like the second bite of the cherry that seems to be coming through here. So in order to achieve that, what's the energy that you need to push through the current stuff and get up to achieve these aims? Well, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which matches the Eight of Pentacles here. So it's almost that you know what to do. It's just how to do it, it feels. So, I mean, you're already in alignment very much there. And we've got Galactic Mushroom. I'll just read that. And there's a lot less reading up this bit. I just wanted to get the flavour of this in here. So what number is that then? 24. Galactic Mushroom. You might have been thinking and acting like you were the only one in the dream creating your life. The Galactic Mushroom arrives as a playful yet potent reminder that you need to get with your higher power. Well, your ancestors, there you go. The universal laws are not for your benefit only. The law of attraction. Oh, wow. The law of attraction does not exist just to serve up your desired outcome. The matrix of consciousness called Source. Let's just put that now. Or God or Spirit, or many other names, is intricately woven into life. There is so much complexity that the human mind cannot comprehend all the moving parts. It's impossible to see beyond what you already know, just as the head of a mushroom is clearly visible above the soil, but not the living biome below. The thread-like mycelium of fungi form vast intricate networks underground, connecting different life forms with one another in a kind of internet of the plant kingdom. Imagine the divine matrix serving the same way, connecting the individual consciousness with that of the divine. The galactic mushroom reminds you that your dreams and desires are heard. This is a call for faith and trust. So again, it's more faith, loyalty. And whatever intention you hold consistently with hope and faith first manifests in the unseen realms. Whether or not you can see it working on your behalf, eventually you see the evidence play out in the serendipitous events that work in your favour, seemingly outside of the law of cause and effect. Your most beautiful results are being birthed right now, not just for you, but for the highest good of all. Well, that's lovely, because you've got the Empress card there, which is about, the giving birth card. And that's what you need to get up there into the Empress mode. And you mentioned the law of attraction in there as well, so that's lucky for me anyway. Good guess. But just a little reminder here, you are the Queen of Wands. So Sagittarius is in the way I look at it, is the King of Wands. So that's a bit more of a mutable energy. You're the cardinal energy. But the card that's come out is the King of Wands for here. So it's saying that you might need to sort of, I don't want to sort of get into gender stuff, but let's just say, top dog, first place, second place. So in order to drive it through, you might initially need to put your foot on the gas just to get it up there. But when you get there, what's coming in the future is actually you will come back to the Queen of Wands over here via a little thing that's going on. So you might just need to put an extra bit of oomph in, but when you achieve it, you've actually come back to yourself. So it's worth a bit of investment of extra fire, just to get it there. But you got 2 of the 8 of Pentacles, so you don't have to think whilst you're doing. You just need to sort of floor it a little bit. Then we've got Healer. So that is passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. So I mean, that might be just getting over this rejection thing that you had here, because you tapped into your goddess energy there and you got your Empress, so there's a lovely link there. So what you need to sort of let go of, anybody who might have taken advantage of you, failing to help you, or failing, which might have caused you to not to look after yourself properly. Okay, so if all this plays out as it is, whatever disappointment that was, it's the World card, it's the end of it. Mariah Carey, I was thinking, is that Mariah Carey? Yeah, I was thinking that looks like Mariah Carey. So quite soon, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, you can park this PDQ. Then what comes in, the sun's going to shine. You will feel like the sun comes back out in your life. And that's when you return back to you as the Queen of Wands. And I looked at this almost like a sort of, it looks like a bit of a heart shape. It's 2 cats, it's a yin and a yang thing. But if you think of it, in order to get to justice or honesty, truth, clarity, you might have to sort of go the circuitous route and then come back in for it. But justice you will get, because it's the second time you've had justice. And again, we've got, I don't know if you're into cats, but there's another cat card. I stay away from cat tarots, but there you go. I wish I knew more about cats. I was always raised as a dog person. But, so your strength is your creativity. And this is going to lead to something that you need to protect. And what's interesting here is you've got the ancestral protection coming through. So there's a beautiful link there. Now this is the Celtic Magic Oracle deck. And I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to call it Kylid. Okay. That's quite interesting. So it's number 6. There we go. These don't take long to get through, so so let's just hold that up again. It's party time. Oh wow. A Kylid is a Celtic social gathering, usually in celebration. Oh, that's great, because you had the 6 of Wands here. So yeah, so you can put about this disappointment. The sun comes out, you get back to feeling like yourself. You're comfortable in your own skin, as it were. So it's this yeah. So yeah, it's the thing is, instead of feeling like the 5 of Pentacles, you're going to come back into feeling much more. So you're back on track. So it's in celebration of something specific, like a birthday, wedding anniversary, or a feast day. It's time to have some fun and frolics, of coming together with people you might not have seen for a while. Family, friends, neighbours celebrate together with music, dancing, and plenty of whatever that word that is, or whiskey to go around. When you see the Kylid card in general, it's indicating that you're about to enter a phase of busy social activity. It could be romantic, family, or work related, but it's time for you to become a social butterfly. Oh, fantastic. Well, this is it. No, number 6 of Wands is a butterfly. So you're going to be a social butterfly based on that success. And put your glad rags on, because the invitations will be many and varied. This is an opportunity to relax in convivial company, to come together and enjoy the atmosphere of togetherness. On the flip side, this card could indicate that you have been putting on a brave face. If all was not well with you, then this card says now is the time to be honest with your loved ones and ask for help, which would be the 3 of Pentacles there. Because there you go. I think you've already done this, because you've had this 5 of Pentacles. You might not have spoken about it, so it might be time to talk about it. You can't be happy all of the time, and even the party animals among us need to rest up every now and then. So give yourself some self-care and let others support you. So, I mean, if you've been doing it all by yourself, you might just want to offload and share it, because, I mean, that's very true, because this 3 of Pentacles, this 3 of Pentacles was in the psychology deck. So you might be wanting to talk about it and get it out of your mind, like your problem shared is a problem halved. So that's interesting that came up right at the beginning with this, well, in the psychology deck, based on this previous disappointment here. Okay. So with that, your strength, well, there you go. I mean, look at it. It's almost like sort of fire, like natural fire underground, and sort of celebrating candles and stuff. And you've got 2 fire cards, two wands, and this 7 of Wands is about protection, about new boundaries and stuff like that. So I think after this disappointment, it feels as though it was such a disappointment and you worked hard to do it. And with this World card here saying, right, that is the end of that. I don't feel like that anymore. Just almost like have a little ceremony to say goodbye to those fears or what have you. And mark out boundaries to think, I never want to let myself feel like that again. Because I think you might have had a bit of a dip. And well done you for bouncing back. Now, your struggle, or what you've struggled with, I think it's been to find your magic. Because here you've got the Magician saying, yes, you've got everything you need, but I don't think you realised that you did. And so this is the confidence. So you had a bit of a confidence knock. And I think you're trying to do too much. This is, well, the King of Wands thing. Because you're doing whatever. This is the Page energy, so it's slightly naive. And I think, you thought, oh, well, I'll give him a little bit extra. But nobody puts a fish in a cup, and so you might have put 2 things together that didn't quite go right. Even though it was best of intentions, I think, oh yeah, I can do that. But I'll put a little bit extra in. It's like putting marmalade in a coffee or something. Well, it's sweet, and they ask for sugar. We haven't got any sugar, so I'll put marmalade in. But it was the best of intentions thing, and you thought, oh, but it didn't work out so well. So, and I think that's what the problem is. Somebody, you tried to use your initiative, but it was thrown back in your face. But it was done best of intentions. So you've got here teacher, Let's look at the better. Manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Ability to communicate knowledge, experience, wisdom. Well, I think maybe you'd be teaching yourself. Instead of trying to fix, yours is, the world is not yours to fix. And I think I get the impression you tried to do something because you thought it might make somebody happy or cheer them up or something, but they, through your good-natured attempt to just, bridge the gap of no sugar left in your face. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh well, screw you then. So now, here we go. So what do you need to know that you don't know? Well, I think because you've had a loss of confidence or lack of confidence, I think you've got more options. When this confidence comes back, see, the Seven of Cups is often a cloudy card. That's not a cloudy one. I think you might have to sit yourself down and think, wow, look at all the options I've got. I didn't even see them because you're a bit in the glums, and I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. I'm going to keep that out for a reason, because when I want to do like an overall review. I've got two more to read out. I can do those very quickly. Let's get out of the way first. So this is a Celtic talk. 32. No, it's not. It's number 37. So it's YouTube get very fussy. It's not the heaving bosom. It's the amulet that's in there. If you can see that. Okay, 37. The Celtic torque was a symbol of royalty and high social standing. It was a twisted piece of metal, usually gold or silver, that was placed around the neck with the opening at the front. It would have been very difficult to remove, however, so it was symbolic of the weight of responsibility that comes with great power, which can never be shaken off or set aside. Armed torques were also worn by those slightly lower in the pecking order, but still of high rank with the clown community. When you see the torque card in a reading, it is generally reminding you that you have to demonstrate your authority. You got the Empress out here, which is nice. But on top of the Empress, your birthday card is the Emperor. So which is why when your confidence was knocked, you weren't in your Empress status. When you see that, here we go, gentle reminder. It could be that you are being challenged in the workplace. Oh, there we go. Or that your kids are running rings around you. Whatever it is, you are in a situation where you might feel powerless, but you are not. You have authority, you have power, and you should demonstrate it. Remember, though, that the most effective iron fist is the one that is clad in the velvet glove, which is lovely because you've got you need the King of Wands to push your way to something, but then when you can let that cycle gloat and the sun comes out, you immediately return. You don't want that power of the king. You would much rather bring it down again and go back to your natural skin that you feel comfortable in, which is the queen. So you're not a power crazed anything. You know what you like and you like what you know. So wield your authority wisely, fairly, and with compassion. Now is the time to be regal in your interactions with others. Yeah, I mean, it says royalty, grace and all those lovely things along with that. But this is the card of doing the right thing at the right time. And then from the Five of Pentacles, you're going to bump up to the Nine of Pentacles. So you'll be sort of like feathering your nest at this point. So whatever it was that happened, so this is how we come out of this. Whatever struggle that was, the Five of Wands, this is the healing that will help you get past that. So this is the last thing to read here. If I can find the book now. I've been doing quite well with the books tonight. So it's from the Celtic Healing Oracle. And it's water horses. So prehistoric drawings portray water horses conveying the chariot of sea gods and their entourage across the sea to inland locales. In Celtic lore, water horses and sea horses arise from the sea or inland lochs and gallop across the waves. Arising from the depths of deep waters, water horses bring tenderness and strength to those who provide for them. Let's take some water hay then. You are called to renew some aspect of your life with the joining of gentleness, kindness, and power. Perhaps your life now feels too familiar, routine, conforming, and emotionally flat. Your daily activities may lack spontaneity and vigour. You may wish to express your outward authority, mastery, and leadership in subtle and gracious ways. If so, your judgment and skill will be tested by new challenges in your life. Opportunities to replace the unknown may enter your life. So, opportunities to explore the unknown, which is lovely because you have that Two of Wands there. By joining tenderness and strength, we just had that, didn't we? We just had that with the Celtic tour. I love it when the oracle cards tie up like that. It makes it really nice, quite tight. So by joining tenderness and strength, you have the opportunity to break out of the familiar and experience vigorous and harmonious ways of living and acting. Perhaps like the water horses, your soul wants to rise above the surface of your fears and doubts. So yeah, whatever this Five of Pentacles was here, whatever this disappointment was, this is the healing from it. It's lovely. Take your time to acquaint, and you've had the Hangman there, you see. Take your time to acquaint yourself with these new developments, allowing your life to meet these new impulses arising in ways both tender and strong. And what's lovely about that, saying tender and strong, you've got the Queen of Wands there and the King of Wands. So you're going to know which one to use here, and when to pull back and when to put that into action. Okay, so you've got the King of Wands, so you probably move him into the King of Swords, which is the man with the plan, and I'm going to come on a little bit more about that in a minute. But then you've got the Ace of Wands again, which is the one you had down here. So this is such a positive reading. It's just about letting go of past disappointments and any despondency that they might have brought in, which has been hanging around a little bit too long. Okay, so what I like to do is I make a note of the suits that were around to see if you're missing anything, because obviously the mages are sort of soul lessons. The wands are about fire and energy, the cups are about emotions, the swords are about plans, and the pentacles are about sort of abundance or finances or what have you. And the first time around, because obviously I went around with two different decks. In the first run, you had two major arcanas, so you were sort of juggling two soul lessons there, and you had 4 wands. So out of 10 positions, you were really wanding it. So you were expending an awful lot of energy, and 2 cups, and then 2 pentacles. So you had 2, 2, 2, but you had no swords. No, the swords were about the planning of it, which is why I was thinking you needed to focus, because you were putting all this energy into it. You were putting 4 energy into it, but you didn't have any plan about how to do it. So that's why you were feeling that's why you were feeling a bit Five of Pentacles about things, because there was no structure. So it was 2 majors, 4 wands, 2 cups. So you were feeling what I want to say, which is why I've got the 7 of Cups here, you see, because it's the cups I want to talk about. Because I put here fears, and I think your fears are going to drop off. So the second time around, the majors went from 2 up to 5, because you learn how to use your magician. Because that came in the first point, the other one in the second position there. So you learn how to engage with you will be learning how to engage with your magician. And you learn how to do the right thing at the right time, because the Strength card will come out, and it might even be in Leo season, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune. It's coming soon, and Leo season starts next week, doesn't it? Oh no, yeah, just after the weekend, I think, after the full moon. So you go from 2 up to 5. So the focus is on more how it feels, as you know, the soul issues. But your wands go down from 4 to 2. So you'll learn to pull back on the effort, and I'm going to skip this one for now, but in swords, you go from no plans to one card of plans. And you don't mess about, you go straight in at the King of Swords. So you go straight in with the best plan, which I'm not surprised, because you've been spending this time here with the Hangman. So you haven't wasted your time hanging around like that. You've come in, you come straight in with the King of Swords. So this is perfect. Even though you've only got one, you got the right one. But then what you've got is you've got two Justice cards, and in the Justice cards there are two. They've got a sword. So doubled up on Justice, and you got doubled up on Magician. The Magician's got a sword, so you've got two Magician swords and two Justice swords. With the King of Swords, and even though it's only represented as one card here, you've got the weight of 4 major arcanas behind this King of Swords, and I think that's what's very powerful there. But your abundance stays. So you haven't, during this time being the Hangman, you're not going to lose any abundance. So if we went round again, I'm guessing your abundance would probably tick up. But this is a much better use of your energy, going from 4 down to 2. And see what happens here is the cups, or the emotions, because you were feeling in this position of lack, the 5 of Pentacles. So these 2 cups, so that any kind of confusion type of thing. That, and you had the Page of Cups with the guy with the fish in his cup, where you were putting your energy in the wrong place. That drops off, and so does the 7 of Cups, the confusion of that. So you go from 2 cups down to no cups. So whatever the negative cups were, they've gone. So having this King of Swords with the 4 majors behind it has actually got rid of these negative emotions. And so I should imagine if we went around again, your cups would go up, and then your pentacles would probably go up. You'll have learnt these major lessons, so they will probably come down, and you probably keep your wands. You probably get another sword in there as well. So looking at how these elements actually shift around, you're doing really well in rejigging your efforts, where you're putting your energies. And just going back to this Empress card, anybody who does, I don't really want to say it like this, but manual labour, if you sort of, so if you've got a keyboard, you lean into your computer and you type away like that, and as that you lose your Empress status, if you saw what I mean. So the Empress doesn't have to lean into anything. She leans back and she attracts. So in order to achieve this Empress status, just look up the law of attraction and Empress status. So because this is what your aim is. And you are naturally in Emperor energy, so it's almost like a sort of divine alchemical wedding there, bringing the Empress of this situation up to your natural Emperor. So the fantastic thing about this is, just learn how to attract, because here you got that Page of Cups trying to impress too much, and the 7 of so the Empress is not out to impress anybody. So the law of attraction and inhabiting your Empress status, and it looks like it all ends up. You put to bed the aggro of the 5 of Wands. So this is, I got a bit carried away on this one, but it was so nice. It was all running so nicely. I thought, let's just go for it. So I hope this has helped. I hope it's been interesting to whoever connects with it. And I wish you well. And please keep safe and well. Take good care of yourselves. Thanks for joining me.